Here are my picks for UFC Perth. This fight card starts very early in the morning for a lot of us Western people, so I will just give you my picks and then you guys can relax and then wake up to all your correct picks. First fight of the night, give me Cody Steele against Dom Marfan. Cody hasn't fought in a while. In his last fight, he did lose to Rong Zhu, who is a very solid fighter. Cody is a wrestler, jiu-jitsu type of guy who has some power in the hands, and he just kind of fell in love with the hands in his last fight, went to a crazy war with a very experienced striker and lost a decision. Dom Marfan has very solid striking, pretty well-rounded overall, but I think Cody is just a little better everywhere. So that's why I am leaning Cody, but this has fight of the night potential. Dom Marfan is a dog. I think it's going to be a close fight, but I think if Cody utilizes wrestling more, he could definitely get a lot of takedowns and win this fight probably by decision. Next up, I got the big favorite Jonathan Mikhailov against Thembe Gorimbo. Gorimbo has a lot of control time in his last couple fights, pretty solid wrestling, but Mikhailov is very well-rounded, has great jiu-jitsu, so he won't have any problem going to the ground with Gorimbo, so I got Mikhailov. Next up, I got Ben Johnston against Wes Schultz. Wes Schultz did not look great in his UFC debut, did not look UFC ready. He does have very solid jiu-jitsu, but his striking looked very bad versus Damian Peanuts. Ben Johnston has looked okay. I looked at some of his tape. He has solid work in the clinch, solid takedown defense, good jiu-jitsu, has a lot of wins by submission. So honestly, I think Wes Schultz could not give him too much trouble here on the ground. Therefore, this fight will probably remain on the feet, where Ben Johnston probably has the advantage, so I got Johnston. Next up, give me Colby Thickness against Vince Morales. Vince Morales is dangerous here. He's on a 3-fight losing streak, has solid hands, hasn't really beat anyone very good, but Colby Thickness is not amazing, so this will be a close fight, but I think Colby's just improving a lot. Vince Morales is getting old. Colby looked pretty improved in his last fight, went to decision with Alexandre Topuria 2 fights ago. I think he's a pretty solid prospect. He just has to sharpen his game a little bit. I think a fight versus a dangerous Vince Morales makes a lot of sense for him. I think he needs that firefight experience, and I think he will get the win here. Next up, give me the big favorite Jacob Malkoun against Gerald Meerschaert. Meerschaert is on a big losing streak. Malkoun has looked very good recently. She took some time off, but came back with a big win over Torres Finney. She has solid striking, solid grappling, very good power. Honestly, I think he could find a knockout against Meerschaert. Meerschaert has been finished many times on the feet and on the ground. I think Malkoun could really get it done anywhere here. Then next up, I'm actually picking a Tafa brother. Yeah, guys, I got Junior Tafa against Kevin Christian. I'm not impressed with Kevin Christian at all. Both lost to Billy Elikana in their last fights, but Tafa looked very good against Elikana until the second round where he got submitted. Kevin Christian got submitted pretty much instantly. Like I said, Tafa looked kind of impressive, honestly, in that first round against Billy Elikana. I think Elikana is a pretty solid fighter, and Tafa gave him a lot of trouble on the feet, so I think Tafa could find the knockout here. Yes, he has no gassing and no grappling, so if this gets into later rounds, Kevin Christian could maybe just hold him to a decision, but hopefully that doesn't happen and Tafa just finds that KO shot. Then next up, guys, give me Cam Rouson against Robert Bryczek. Cam has looked pretty solid in his first 2 UFC fights, both finishes. Robert is 18-6, has a lot of octagon experience, the octagon promotion, I mean, but I think Cam Rouson is a bit better everywhere. He's the bigger guy, has solid grappling, very good power, honestly, so I think Cam Rouson could probably find the knockout here. Next up, guys, I got Louie Sutherland against Tait Tuivasa, but I would not touch this fight with a 10-foot pole. Louie Sutherland is taking this fight on short notice against Tait Tuivasa, who's on a 6-fight losing streak. He was supposed to fight Sean Sharaf, and honestly, I think Sutherland is a harder fight for him than Sharaf. Sutherland just got knocked out by Brando Pericic. Before that, he lost to Walter Walker by heel hook, but I think he broke Walter Walker's leg in that fight because Walter Walker has been injured ever since, and Brando Pericic is a really good fighter. I'm pretty high on him, so I don't flaunt him for that loss at all, and he was doing very good until he got clipped. He clipped Pericic multiple times, so if he comes out guns blazing against Tait Tuivasa, he could probably find the knockout on him. Tait does have a solid chin, and Sutherland is taking this on a week's notice, so that could be a little worrying with his gas tank, but Tait's gas tank is not great either, obviously. I think Sutherland by first round knockout is not a terrible bet here. Next up, guys, I got Brando Pericic against Shamil Gaziev. Like I just said, I think Pericic is a great fighter. I also think Shamil's a great fighter, but I think Pericic is going to bring it to him. If Shamil keeps it clean, I think he has better fundamentals overall. He could get solid control time, he has solid striking, but Pericic is just a bit more wild and goes for that knockout shot, so I think he will get that knockout shot. I think a solid bet here is either Pericic by finish or Gaziev by decision. Those are the only 2 ways I see this fight going, but yeah, I got Pericic. Next up, guys, give me Marwan Rahiki against Ollie Schmid. Ollie Schmid is taking this fight on very short notice. I did watch some tape of him and he looks pretty solid. Rahiki does get hit a lot, so Ollie can maybe clip him. He has multiple spinning back fist KOs, but he has a 4-2 record. He's very green in MMA, and his opponent's combined records are 11-11, so he has definitely not faced any good competition. Rahiki is 8-0, also pretty new to the sport. He just went to war with Harry Hardwick, who's not maybe necessarily UFC level, but I think he's a higher level than Ollie Schmid because he was a Cage Warriors champion, and most of Ollie Schmid's career is in Eternal MMA on Australian promotion, which has produced some solid guys. A lot of people in my TikTok comments were saying it's actually a very good promotion with a lot of prospects, but similar to Rahiki, Ollie just keeps his hands low. I think if Rahiki could keep this fight clean and not get clipped with anything big, he could probably win this fight by decision. I think a lot of people think that Ollie is going to finish him, but I think he is pretty tough, will show a good account of himself, maybe even get signed off a loss if this fight is a war. So yeah, man, I'm wishing Ollie Schmid the best in his UFC debut, but I think Rahiki is a bit too good for him. Then next up, guys, give me Steve Erceg against Tim Elliott. He's a huge favorite, so I don't think it's worth to bet on him because Tim Elliott's always dangerous. Yes, he is old. Steve Erceg is young and hungry, but both these guys have had some losses in the UFC. Tim Elliott's coming off a big win versus Kai Sakura, and Steve Erceg did not look fantastic in his last win over Ode Osborne, but I just think the faster, more powerful Erceg will win this fight. People forget, man, he almost beat Alessandro Pantoja, for crying out loud. If that version of Steve Erceg comes out, then he will definitely beat Tim Elliott. He just got to keep it clean here and not fall for Tim Elliott's tricks, and he got this one in the bag. Then next up, guys, give me Quillan salkilld against beneil dariush. This is a big test for him. Jumping from Jamie Malarkey to beneil dariush, especially on relatively short notice, is a very, very big jump. Dariush is always dangerous, very solid. He does have a glass chin, but very, very good fundamentals, fantastic jiu-jitsu, pretty solid striking, but he's pretty much on his way out, and Quillan is on his way up. This could be a fraud check moment, but I think Quillan has showed us enough to say that he is a very, very good prospect. Super well-rounded, so I don't think the grappling will be a problem here. I see this being kind of a grappler fest, Dariush threatening some submissions, Quillan stuffing takedowns and maybe shooting some himself. Quillan could keep this clean on the feet and probably win a decision, or I think he could maybe find that knockout late. Dariush is always game to go to war, so if he starts getting a little too sloppy against Quillan salkilld, he will absolutely capitalize on that and knock him out. One good shot from Quillan salkilld will put him out. I'm taking him by like third round KO. And then in the main event, guys, I got Carlos Prates. The odds have this right now at a complete 50-50, so I think the value on Carlos is great. His power is a gift from God. Seriously, he's one of the pound for pound hardest hitting fighters in the entire UFC. Jack Della Maddalena has a solid chin, but he hasn't really fought any crazy power punches in his career. Yes, he's only recently lost to Islam Makhachev, but I think that with this win, Carlos will show that maybe he is close to that level, because seriously, Carlos has it all to become a champion. We haven't seen too much of his grappling. He did kind of get held against Ian Gary, couldn't really get up too much, but I think he has improved a lot since then. He has some sneaky jiu-jitsu, obviously fantastic power, very long and technical striking. He does keep his hands pretty low, but Jack Della Maddalena does not have a lot of power. If Jack Della Maddalena is finishing you, it's probably from volume and not from just a one shot. So I think Carlos won't respect his power too much and just throw caution to the wind and probably find that knockout shot eventually. Jack has super clean boxing. He can get in against taller fighters. He did that against Randy Brown, but he didn't do that against Kevin Holland. He had a split decision against Kevin Holland, a very close fight, and Carlos Prates is just a better version of those tall, lanky guys, pretty much the best tall guy in the division besides Ian Gary. I don't see Jack getting a finish here at all. If anything, Jack would win with cardio and just squeak out a decision, but honestly, guys, I don't think that's gonna happen. I think Carlos has been working on his cardio a lot, and he doesn't really need it because I think he will find that knockout. I predict this fight being pretty competitive, maybe even Jack winning a couple rounds, but in rounds 3 or 4, I think Carlos is gonna find that shot and KO him. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Let me know, are these picks fantastic? Are they awful? And that's it. See ya.